I just wanted to hop on here and talk about Jeanne Mai. Okay, I think first off, what's up? I'm Camera. This is Camera Music TV. We are live on location. If you know me, you know I used to vlog and like vlog my whole experience on the way to work, getting ready, all these things, right? Um, I don't know if I'm gonna bring that back yet, but now with StreamYard, I think I'm gonna be able to bring some things back within the live. We'll talk about it. That'll be later. But I'm here to talk about Jeanne Mai as I'm sweating. When I leave the gym and I'm putting my makeup on, I'll be trying to rush and hurry up, so then I start sweating. Hey, Trey Money! So Jeanne Mai is pregnant. Now, if you've been following Jeanne Mai for any length of time, you don't even have to be following her, child. Just watching the reel or just being a part of like the pop culture world in the past 10 years, you know that she's always maintained that she don't want no kids. And I this hits home for me because I don't want no kids. Um, but she was married to somebody before. They end up getting a divorce. He ended up marrying somebody like quick. I mean, like within like 3 months of them getting a divorce. I don't know if he married her, but definitely got her pregnant, had a baby on the way. So everybody was like, okay, so was it you that didn't want no kids and you was holding him back or what? Because he just got with the next chick and got her pregnant. And so, since then I kind of had my eye on her. And then there was like this New Year's picture that came out with her and Jeezy and like two other couples that I can't remember right now. And so everybody kind of watched them. Then they got married. I think it's weird that she calls him Jeezy, first of all. Unless everybody else, all his friends call him that, I think it's weird. Okay. But anyway, she got with Jeezy. And, since then, they pretty much got married and all this stuff like during the quarantine, while we've been at the house. So we don't really know, like, I mean, we hear from her like the magnitude of the relationship or whatever. So yesterday she revealed that she's a pregnant, and the whole world was talking because people think like, can you change your mind? Did he, put something on her to make her feel pressured to have a child? Did she just feel like more safe with him? And like the story that she was saying was like sometimes a person just makes you feel more protected. And then there was a conversation about submission versus this was who is the one that's always talking about Lord Jesus, she's Haitian, real pretty girl, Jessie Woo. She was talking about how there's a difference between submission and just like being cooperative. And I kind of felt her on it, but I don't know. So I think that Jeanne Mai has done a lot in her career. She's been able to maintain like relevance in all this time. And then, yeah, getting with somebody new, like you are open to new things. I just wish she wouldn't have said out loud publicly. And maybe she didn't. Maybe she said, like, as a couple, we do not want children at this time. Because that's kind of what I say. Every time the blog says someone pregnant, they end up pregnant. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if somebody saw them and it just kind of starts circulating. But I think the thing for me is what we have to realize as a people is how you feel at 21, you're not gonna feel the same way at 31, right? And I know that when you're 21, you like, I'm gonna always be the same me. I'm gonna keep it G every time. I ain't worry about nothing. I ain't changing, right? And then you live and you have a few more experiences and you realize like at the root, at the core, you are the same person, but then you start to open yourself up to more things, things that you weren't really down for before, you are down for, things that you were down for before you ain't down for anymore. So I think with Jeanne Mai, it's kind of like she got in this new relationship. She's married. This is her husband. She's doing the things that she feels, is gonna work for her current now. Um, so I think I'm just kind of gonna watch because I'm learning from this as well. It's not to say like Jeanne Mai is my role model and I'm gonna just run out and get pregnant. It's not saying that. But I think we do have to understand like our minds can change. That's why I kind of have shied away from saying so much like, I don't want no kids, I don't want no kids, I don't want no kids. The fact of the matter is, the reason why I say I don't want no kids is because I understand that when you have a child, you are responsible for this life in a different way than if you were a teacher, if you were a mentor, if you were an auntie, if you were, all these kind of different things where the child is not in your direct custody, like you're not directly responsible for the child 24/7. I feel like you have a different experience and you are able to minister and testify to a child in a different way than a parent is. And that's not to take away from a parent, because a parent has a very special position as well. But I just also think, like, in a lot of ways it's hard for me to be a disciplinarian when I know that the way that I can speak to another person is different from just being like, don't do that, don't do, like. So no, I think Jeannie Mai, she's got to be in her late 30s. She's pretty stable now within, her money and stuff. I saw JT. I saw JT. Trey Money says, "Have you heard about JT, child?" Yes, I have. And so, what I really pray to God and hope is that JT is not pregnant by Lil Uzi Vert. I pray to God. I'm sorry, it ain't nothing against. Well, it is something against Lil Uzi Vert. I just, I just why do we feel like Jeannie Mai and Jeezy are a different story? And I'm gonna say this real quick. Why do they feel like, I get with somebody and I guess when you just have money, because us coming up, like we didn't want no kids because we were always told like they're expensive. So it would scare you and make you want to, protect yourself and not have no kids with nobody, because you knew like it's gonna drain your pockets. You're gonna have to work, you're gonna be a teenage mom, like all that used to scare us, right? But I guess when you rich, I guess you don't be scared, but I think even if I had money, I wouldn't be perfect. But I also would have to think twice. Like, I can't just be having a child. JT, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is she that early though? I feel like Carisha, and y'all know they was just having a conversation how we call her Carisha, not Young Miami. But I feel like she carried the torch for her for so long that when she got out of jail, like she did have something to prove, but her fan base was already there. Like so many people were saying free JT, free JT, free JT, free JT. So it's kind of like it is early in her career, but it's really not, because these days, agree, Trey, or am I stretching? I don't know. I feel like she not as new as a lot of these other girls. But anyway, getting back to Jeannie Mai, I am happy for Jeannie Mai. I just wonder, like, I heard her on the reel, and the thing about it is she spoke the same way about her last marriage when she said she didn't want no kids. And so I think if I could time capsule my thoughts and feelings at 21 to 25, like I probably would have been the same exact way. I just want us to not be that way so that we can be ministering to other people, but I just don't know how we could do that. Like she is totally different now in her late 30s in the things that she's saying. But if she would have known that she was going to feel that way now, would she have held on to her first marriage as long? Would she have, it just kind of stuff like that. Like, I know these are celebrities and we think like, oh, they're not real people, but I feel like we can learn real things and real life lessons from stuff like this. I feel like if you are married and y'all decide to have a child, there's a lot of commitment things where you're like, yeah, we're married, we're making this commitment together, but still it's like this a lifelong commitment, and you go from being husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, to now you two share a child. You're both responsible for a life. That's why they tell people get dogs first, because you'll see like how people move differently, how people want to discipline different, parent different, like cleanliness and all these other things, right? So I'm happy for them, but I'm also looking at her out the side of my eye, because remember she was saying that she wanted the dark chocolate. Like that's why she liked Jeezy, because she's first she said she liked the white meat. There was all this controversy and like how the glamorizing of the black men and making it seem like we chocolate, honey. I can't stand it. Okay. But I think, we these are sensitive times to where she probably really does look at him like that. I can't say that she genuinely doesn't love him. Um, it's just very interesting. It's very interesting to me. I'm happy for her. I want her to take it easy. Don't be looking at these blogs too much, because people do feel like you can't change your mind. But Wendy Williams taught us that, and Kev on stage. It's like you can change your mind. Like two things can be true. You ain't got to be out here just being like, I don't this is what I maintain for the rest of my life. I never ever want to do this. You can say I want to do this, and then tomorrow be like, actually, I changed my mind. That's the way I feel about avocados. Like, quiet as it's kept, I've been trying them in my food, and they ain't that bad. But don't tell nobody I said that. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get ready for work. It was nice seeing you, Trey. Um, but y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about Jeanne Mai is pregnant, and if JT is too, God help her. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good Tuesday. Like the video, share the video. I'm Camera. This Camera Music TV. I don't know how to end this on this phone. Bye.